Imagine this. He walked away, no warning, no explanation that made sense. One day he was there, texting, calling, holding you. And the next, he pulled back. And you're left with the question every woman has whispered to herself at 2 a.m. Why did he leave? And will he ever come back? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal is the truth no one tells you. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why men walk away, and the surprising reason many of them eventually come back. The mystery that keeps you awake at night. When a man walks away, it feels like rejection, like you weren't enough. But here's the truth. Most of the time, his leaving has less to do with you, and everything to do with him. Men leave because of fear. Fear of commitment, fear of failing you, fear of being vulnerable. Sometimes, men walk away because they're chasing freedom, only to realize later that the freedom they thought they wanted feels empty without the one woman who truly saw them. But here's where it gets interesting. The silent pull that brings him back. Men are wired to seek, explore, conquer, but when the excitement fades, there's one thing every man craves: emotional safety. And do you know where he remembers that? With you? Not in the parties, not with temporary flings, not in the silence of his empty apartment. He comes back because the world outside doesn't give him what your presence gave him. Peace. Understanding. The feeling of being truly seen. Story number 1. The one who left for space. A woman once told me her boyfriend said he needed space. She cried. She begged. He left anyway. 3 months later, her phone lit up. It was him. Why? Because the space he thought he needed was just loneliness in disguise. And when the world got quiet, all he could think about was the one woman who never made him feel alone. Why men come back at the most unexpected times. Here's the paradox. When you finally start moving on, when you stop chasing him, when you find peace in your own life, that's when he feels the pull. It's not magic, it's psychology. Men are drawn back when they realize the woman they once took for granted is no longer waiting by the door. And suddenly, the fear of losing you forever becomes greater than the fear of commitment. The ego versus the heart. Sometimes, it's not even about love at first. It's about ego. A man leaves, but then he sees you shining without him. He can't stand the thought that someone else might experience the love he once had. But here's the twist. Many men come back for ego and end up realizing their heart was the real reason all along. Story number 2. The one who saw her glow without him. Another woman shared this. Her ex moved on quickly. She thought it was over. So, she stopped waiting. She started living. She went out. She smiled again. She rebuilt herself. 6 months later, guess who texted her? The same man who swore he didn't want a relationship. Because nothing shakes a man more than seeing the woman he left behind become the version of herself he always feared losing. The one secret men don't admit. Want to know the truth most men won't say out loud? Walking away isn't always the end. For many, it's a test. They walk away to see if they'll miss you. They walk away to see if they're truly ready. They walk away because they think the grass might be greener. And when they realize it's not, they come running back to the woman who always was. But here's the part you need to hear. Yes, men come back. Yes, it happens all the time. But the real question isn't why he comes back. It's this: will you let him? Because the power isn't in his leaving. The power is in your choice when he returns. Story number 3, the man who left for someone else. There's another story I'll never forget. A woman was left by the man she loved because he thought he had found something better. He chased the excitement of someone new, convinced that the spark would last forever. But months later, when the thrill faded and reality hit, he realized something painful. The newness wasn't love, it was distraction. And in the quiet of his regrets, he looked back to the woman who had given him patience, loyalty, and a love that never needed to be compared. So he came back, not because the other woman failed him, but because he finally saw what he had thrown away. And here's the truth: when a man leaves for someone else, it's not about that woman being better. It's about him chasing an illusion. And when illusions fade, men often run back to the reality they once abandoned. Final story: the woman who said no. I'll never forget this. A man left his girlfriend because he wasn't ready. She was heartbroken. She waited for months. Then he came back. He said all the words she once prayed to hear. But this time, she smiled and said, "I'm not the same woman you left, and I don't need you anymore." And in that moment, she realized his leaving wasn't the worst thing that happened to her. It was the best. Because it gave her back her power. The truth that will change everything. So what makes a man come back after walking away? He remembers the peace only you gave him. He realizes the world outside is lonelier than he imagined. He sees your glow when you stop waiting. And he understands too late that you were never the problem. But remember this: his return is not your validation. Your worth was never lost when he left. The real victory is when you finally see yourself the way he couldn't. So if you've ever asked yourself, will he come back? Know this: many men do. But the greater question is, will you let him return? Or will you finally step into the life you deserve? Share in the comments how this message spoke to you. This space is a safe community where your words can bring comfort and strength to another woman who needs it right now. And if this message touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it tonight. Because in the end, he always comes back.